My greetings from Kiev, the capital of Ukraine. Are you afraid of bees, wasps and bumblebees? So that's video especially for you. Are you enjoying bees, wasps and bumblebees and ants? This video is especially for you, because today I will be telling the story about the biodiversity of pollinators Apoidea. And why about them? Because some of my subscribers persistently requested me to take a new video about entomology and insects in English. So just recently I collected this lovely bee, not a bee, well, this is Scolia wasp, and I recorded already several videos about Scolia on my channel. So I decided to take this video as a continuation, not about Scolia but about wasps and bees. So this first part will be about bees. Bees are very important pollinators, and if you know honeybees, they're not only bees all around. There are a lot of wild bees. If you don't know wild bees, I will be telling you a story about the biodiversity of wild bees and how we can recognize them. And by the way, I'm specialist on parasitic Hymenoptera, and they're very small. I collecting them in tiny vials like this, or at least maybe like that. Well, and I'm making microscopic slides. But bees, they're bigger, their size is bigger, so entomologists need to collect them and study them under the microscopes. So they need to collect them and put them into the collection like that. In a big box, like this wooden box, small one, or maybe like this one. So in some cases entomologists were studying the biodiversity of certain area, for instance natural reservation or natural park. So I also collected some bees for this biodiversity investigation. So I will be pleased to tell you a little bit about the biodiversity of these bees, and also this my video devoted to some terminology, to English terminology, names of wild bees. And first of all, I will tell you that you know, of course, about honeybees. So I put honeybees here. There are many of them. So these are drones, the drones, worker bees, and here too, just tiny queen bees. Well, and here of course there are varromites. So you know, the Scolia is just buzzing, making here the natural sound. So what else? What else I can show you? The family Apoidea, wild bees, they include a lot of genera and a lot of species. I will show you some families of Apoidea, the bees, and for example this family Apoidea, which includes also bumblebees, because this is a tribe Bombini, including bombus. Few of them are here, these tiny bombuses. Well, and this one, this is a cuckoo bee. This is an interesting name, cuckoo bee, because this bee not making natural nest, but kind of parasitizing inside bumblebee. Just coming inside of a bumblebee nest, kill the queen of bumblebee, and put her eggs instead of eggs of natural bumblebee nest. So the worker bumblebees, they will be just feeding and taking care for her progeny, her brood. Well, so this is a cuckoo bee genus Psittyrus. And you see here, very big bees. They're very common in Europe, and this genus Xylocopa or carpenter bees. They are usually living inside holes of some wooden, maybe roofs, some stems, or maybe just in a dry, old, fallen woods. So they are carpenter bees. They're very useful pollinators because they have a very long like here, this big one. Adjustment just for collecting honey and for feeding. So these adjustments are very important. So you can recognize these xylocopper bee. They're pretty big. What's about another bees? Okay, of course I cannot mention such nice bees as stingless bees, because these honeybees, they're stinging. Okay, even the xylocopper bee is stinging. If you touch them, press the abdomen, they will sting you. Yeah, so you should be careful. Don't touch xylocopper, don't touch bumblebees, by the way. But stingless bees, they're living mostly in tropical areas. Stingless bees belonging to tribe Meliponine, and another bees, they're called orchid bees, Eulacini, tribe Eulacini. They're also living in tropical areas like in Amazonia, in Amazon region, in Peru, Brazil, Argentina, in India, in Thailand, in Indonesia, and also in Australia, by the way. So these are Eulacini and Meliponine. I don't have them in my collection, but they're very bright, very colorful, and you can recognize them immediately if you will search them on internet. Another family is here. There's a family Andrinidae. This family, I keep them here. They are just relatively smaller bees, smaller in comparison with honeybees, for instance. They're hairy. Some of them we have just shining and black, brown abdomen. Their size, as I said, smaller than honeybees. And Andrinidae, they have a special name. They name mining bees. Andrinidae family, mining bees. Why they're mining? Because they're living under the ground. They're making the small social colonies under the ground in soil. So we call them mining bees. So the most common genus Andrina. And another one is here, the family Megachilidae. Megachilidae, the family, a very wide distributed family, and they're also living in some holes, in holes of woods, or even in some just holes of some plants, like even just onion stem. If there is just a hole, they will go inside and make a special nest just with, and preparing this nest, they're just cutting pieces of leaves and taking these pieces of leaves inside their nest and just surrounding of these holes, and put there also pollen, a little bit of nectar, and then lay eggs. So the brood developing just one by one in holes in different plants usually. And Megachilidae family, the most well-known representative, this is a genus Osmia. Osmia, they're just black and red, black color, hairy, with a red hairy abdomen. So the genus Osmia. But others, they're hairy, they're just gray. Sometimes they have very colorful, just the downside of abdomen, which is named scopa, and they're collecting pollen not on legs, on the hind legs like honeybees. They're collecting the pollen on the abdomen, which is called scopa. Special adjustment is called scopa. So, and they're usually very hairy, very nice pollinators. So, and their name leaf cutter bees, or Osmia, their name mason bees. And what else? And some, I need to say, for instance, here I have a subfamily Anthophorinae. They are just black and yellowish and shining color, and they're just sometimes nervous. I did just last weekend the video in the center of Kiev. They're moving like this, very, very nervous, just flying, not like this slowly like some bees or like honeybees, but Anthophorinae, they're just very nervous, just to escape from the predator. or maybe from spiders, or maybe from bees, so they just like this, Anthophorinae, and their name, digger bees, digger bees. They also live in and creating their nest in some holes and sometimes in shell of snails. And so I need to say that some of bees, they are not pollinators, some of them, they're parasitic on other bees. Why? This is their natural habitat, this is their lifestyle, because they're coming just to the nest of some particular bees, killing, for instance, the queen, like this one, like a parasitic cuckoo bees, and just laying the eggs instead of eggs of bees. So they're called kleptoparasitic. Some of them were just solitary, because, for instance, mason bees, they're solitary bees. They're just living one by one female, next one, just separate. Andrena, they're also living separately, but small family Halictinae, they have social nest, and these honeybees, they're social bees. But what's about parasitic? I have small parasitic wasps. Here they are very tiny, they are smaller than twice, for instance, than just a honeybee. And the common representative, for instance, this is genus Nomada and tribe Nomadinae. So these are some of the kleptoparasitic bees. Here I have some wasps, but they're here together, so I will tell about them just in my next video. But today I decided to take two parts of video, one about bees and one about wasps. So that's a story about bees. If it was interesting for you, and of course you know worker bees, you know queen, and of course you know just the drone. Yes. So now I'm pleased to tell you these new words for you as a kleptoparasitic bee, Nomadinae, the digger bee, Anthophorinae. So the family Andrenidae, which is a mining bees, Megahylidae is a leaf cutter bees or mason bees. Of course, I'm pleased to repeat it, orchid bees or Eulacinae, stingless bees, Meliponinae, and bumblebees or just bombus. Stingless bees, actually they have a sting, but very tiny, so they're not stinging so heavily like honeybees. They sometimes cutting the person, so they are not so dangerous. And finally, cuckoo bees, Cityrus, and carpenter bees, Xylocopa, and the family Apoidea. So that's a story about bees. Follow my channel, subscribe to my channel, and press like. Next story will be about, this one was about wild bees, next one will be about wild wasps. So follow my channel. Next story will be even more interesting. Good luck and see you soon on my channel.